Tingles with flyby. Hello, my tinglings. It's so lovely to be back. I know you guys have been seeing me every day, but I have been out on a trip with my love, and then my two nieces, my two oldest nieces, and my dad. So my dad lives in Vegas right now, and he's retired, and he was going to come down to visit, and he thought that this time he would bring along my two nieces. So really lovely to have them here. I did get both of them. They both have beautiful long hair. So I did get them both in for a hair brushing video. The second one with my younger niece is a little bit shorter, so I might release those on the same day because, well, anyway, life happened while we were doing that, and then it was dark and time for our pool party to begin, so we just went on to that. So I thought I might just give you a little update, talk to you guys a little bit about the trip, because we had such a good time and it was a lot of fun. So they came a couple days after Christmas. They actually left from the US on Christmas Day, but when you come this way, it's like 2 days of travel, and then when you go back, it's like the longest day ever, because you start here on Wednesday, and then you arrive there like Wednesday morning, and so then it's a really long day because of the time difference, so it's a bit funny. So they arrived here, and then we went to a little apartment place in Adelaide, and we stayed there for a couple nights. But then we realized, me and my love were talking, and our next spot that we were going to go was Kangaroo Island, which is there's a peninsula down here and then off that way. Is that the way you would draw it? Because for me it's the other way. Anyway, hopefully that looks okay, but whatever. In Kangaroo Island. So you actually have to take a ferry to get over to there. And we looked, and the ferry was completely booked out for the date that we were planning to go. So we're like, what are we gonna do? Because I didn't think we needed to book ahead of time. My love did, but anyway, so a little bit of a problem there. And so, but we could go a day early. So we ended up kind of throwing that day away, because we went and came back here, picked up our tent and sleeping bags and quilts, because we couldn't find anywhere to get an extra night of accommodation on Kangaroo Island. So we're like, I guess we're just gonna have to camp. So we got on the ferry and got over there, and then we only have a 3-person tent, and there were 5 of us, so my dad and my oldest niece Autumn slept in the car, and then me, my love, and Prairie, my youngest niece, slept in the tent. But it was actually a really cool spot, because it's probably something that I never would have done otherwise. Was we had this it was right on the beach where we were camping. Like, we weren't on the sand, but we were really close. And so we actually walked down at night with a flashlight, and we're flashing into there and walking just on this little rock area. I didn't actually go into the water, but I think Prairie did. But it was just kind of cool, and you could look back and see the mainland, or the North Island as they call it, which is, the whole continent of Australia. And so that was fun. And then while we were in Kangaroo Island, we also went and we went on this big walk and saw the seals, so that was fun. I took some footage at different points, and I haven't really decided what I want to do with that, so I might try and put something together, but it's not really that coherent, and I didn't take very long footage, so I don't know. But I might put some pictures into this video while we're chatting so I can show you, because we went to see the seals, so that was cool. So it was basically like out on the area that's like looking, and there's nothing really between you and Antarctica, which everybody knows how much I love Antarctica. Not that I've ever been there, but I do want to get there sometime. And so we were there, and just these huge, massive seals. And I thought they were actually two different species, because one was like this really light brown and then one were dark brown. But we ended up going on a seal and dolphin tour a little bit later, and then you kind of figured out that the lighter ones are just like the dry ones, and the darker ones are just the ones that have just gotten out of the water. But we saw these cutest little seal babies, like, you know, going around on their little things. There was this one who was right next to its mom and like bugging it, trying to get her to feed it, and she kind of, you know, bat him away, but then finally got the baby on to feed. But there was this other one that was kind of like trapped on this little lower level, and it didn't seem like I could figure out how to get up. I didn't see long enough to see if they did get back up. It was really cold there. I took down my rainbow blanket. Not that you guys have seen that, which is bad because it's one of my favorite quilts. Anyway, one day, I will do a video on quilts. I at least shared with you my tree skirt, so we've got one down. But yeah, so we had the quilt. So I took it with me around me because I didn't bring a jacket or anything to Kangaroo Island at all. So I took it down, but then my niece was cold, so I gave it to her. And then my other niece was cold, so she was sharing it with her sister, and they were playing around, and she was like covering her head and like saying that she was her babushka, and anyway, it was fun. But it was also really cool to see the vegetation, and because it's really interesting because Kangaroo Island is one of the places that wasn't actually inhabited by Aboriginal people when Europeans invaded Australia. And so it wasn't managed by fire the same way like the rest of the continent of Australia was by the Aboriginal people. It's interesting though, because I thought it had just never been occupied, but apparently, so you have Kangaroo Island and then the mainland here, and there's, you know, this big area that you cross through a ferry, but the ocean level used to be lower, so those actually used to be connected. So there were Aboriginal people there, I think up to around 10,000 years ago. And it's interesting, there's a Dreamtime story that has to do with Kangaroo Island about this guy and then his two wives who like went over to the island and were punished or something. Anyway, I don't remember the story, so I don't know why I brought it up. But anyway, but they do have stories to do with that, and also that it's considered the island of the dead, or the path to the Milky Way. So like when you're dead, you go there, and then it leads you to the Milky Way. So I thought that was interesting, which is like kind of, I guess, path to, you know, like a heaven type thing, but it's obviously just its own cosmology, not really like a heaven type thing. anyway, so that was really interesting. I was like, oh, that may be why they didn't, like, because if they kind of consider that the stepway back to heaven, that might be why they didn't try to go back there. I'm not sure. I'd have to speak to, I think it was the Najuri people who had the Dreamtime story. I'd have to talk to a Najuri elder, probably, to, pick their brain about that. Anyway, so, yeah, and we went, saw, we did this swimming with the dolphins thing. We didn't end up get to be, like, super close to them, but it was really cool to see them, because they were just, like, right over there, and there were so many. I just didn't expect there to be so many dolphins, like, all together in a pod. Apparently they have babies right now, so a bit protective of the babies, so that's probably why they didn't want to come very close to us. And the seals were super tired, because apparently they hunt 3 days straight, and then they rest on the rocks for 3 days. So that first day back, they were completely wiped out, so I think we got them on their wiped out day, because they were really, really tired when we were kind of swimming in the water, but it was pretty cool just to see all of the vegetation and all that. After doing a little bit more ecology and studying about kelps and seaweeds and that sort of thing, I had a lot more appreciation for doing snorkeling and that sort of thing, just to see these really productive environments, to, just see, like, these plants growing just massively, like, they were huge. Not quite as big as, like, the kelp forests that I've seen in, like, certain videos or pictures, but still lots and lots of seaweed growing. It's pretty cool. It's still, to me, part of the thing is that I love color so much, and it's just whenever you're looking at any depth that's much deeper than, like right on the surface, the colors get so muted and so blue because of just the increase in water, which is something I was, like, musing about while I was on the boat. I was just like, so, like, I was just thinking, like, so if I have, like, a glass of water, it's really, like, the same blue as ocean water, but it's just not all added up together, or, anyway, I don't know, I was having lots of thoughts. You know me. I tried to do a recording at the cottage that we stayed at in Kangaroo Island as well. It was a really, really cute cottage. One of the original buildings on Kangaroo Island, like from the 1800s. And it was really cute and just had lots of, like, little nice things about it. But it was right on a main road, so there were cars going constantly through. And then there were also corellas, which bird sounds can be nice, but when it sounds like there's a flock of birds in your house, not quite as relaxing sounding. So I kind of ditched my trying of that. I mean, now that I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, I could have just gone around and then done a voiceover afterwards, which would have been nice. So, well, next time. But today, I had so after we went to Kangaroo Island, then we came back to, this is really close to where I used to live, south of Adelaide. And we were in Hackham at a, like, Airbnb property, and it had a pool and palm trees. Anyway, I think that video came out today. So this one will come out, maybe I'll put it out tomorrow. I have something up for tomorrow, but I can switch that around. Anyway, and we came back, and I went to this aerial adventure park. Actually, the first thing was we went to this the world's largest inflatable water park. And it's got like all these slides that are just inflated. But they're quite steep. So I'm used to, when you go on a water slide, you go up and they kind of curl around. And then you have, the occasional like really steep one. Well, these are just like all steep. So I got freaked out. It was really funny because it was one of the smaller slides. Like, not the kids slide, but basically the smallest, like, adult slide. Or, not adult, but, whatever. And so I get up to the top of it, because I was looking, I'm like, oh, that looks okay, I'll go up. So I climb up it, and then I'm up at the top, and I was like, oh my god, this is so steep. And then I, like, was sliding down and just screaming, and then I laughed when I hit the water. But the lady who was, like, the lifeguard for that one, my niece told me, she's like, oh yeah, she said that was her favorite reaction of the day. Just, like, the pure terror I had. So, that one was fun. And I tried a couple more, and I was like, oh, those are okay. But they was still, I wasn't really enjoying it that much. But then I saw this, it was the tallest one. And my dad, Autumn, my love, had all gone on it. And Prairie had no interest in it. I was like, yeah, I don't either. But then they were saying how fun it was. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll give it a go, And so I started climbing up the slide. You climb up the back and you go down. And I was climbing, and I was like, why am I still climbing? This is getting really, really tall. I was like, oh, I feel like I should hit the top by now, because of how much I'd climbed. And then I was, like, in the top third, and just climbing. And, the worst thing that you want is to think of some awful disaster when you're already in a little heightened state. And the thing that I kept thinking about was, I watched this footage of this huge, I think it was actually a water slide, it wasn't this one, but this huge slide that was at Glenelg, which is not too far away from here, that just got blown over in a freak wind. I was just like, oh my god, that is so terrifying. And so I'm thinking this as I'm, going up to the top of this slide, and I get up to the top, and I was just like, looking down. Oh my god, that is so far down, I can't go down that. And my love was up with me, and I was like, yeah, no, you go first. So he went down, and I watched him go down and watched him disappear and then reappear. I was like, nope, that's not happening. And I kept, like, kind of walking back from the edge and then up to the edge, and just, kept waving on the people who were coming up. I'm like, no, you go. And I was talking to the lifeguard up at the top, and I was just like, oh, I don't know, it doesn't feel safe. And it's safer going down the slide than it is, climbing back down. But I eventually was like, no, I just want to, climb down. So he, like, whistled down so that they would, stop anybody from coming up while I was going down. And I climbed back down. And it was a really, really powerful experience. I was so terrified, and I kind of just put on a blank face, my dad and, just whoever, and then I walked over to where our bags were, and then when I was, like, alone with my love, I just burst into tears and was just crying, because I'd just been so scared. And it really made me, I guess, just feel for my love with all the, the anxiety he has. I was like, oh, if that's how you feel all the time, that is so awful and it's so bad. Like, I wouldn't want to do anything feeling like that. It was, yeah, not fun. And then it kind of made my excitement for the water park go significantly down. So I ended up lounging in a bit of water. I didn't go on any more slides after that. So, yeah. And so then we backed that experience up by the next day going to the Aerial Adventure Park, which is like has all these stands around, and you go up and they have different things that you can do, like just walk across. So you have a harness, but they're kind of treacherous things, but you have the harness kind of, you know, as your safety that you can always fall onto your harness. And they taught us how to hook and unhook, and that was all good. But I ended up doing nothing on that as well. It's just I am very, very risk averse. And, yeah, wasn't keen on taking many risks. I didn't even finish the two, well, so one was like this little basket that you sit on and you kind of swing from one side to the other. So I did that one there and then back. And then another one was just this kind of swinging platform in the air. So I went onto it. It wasn't swinging very much though, and so the distance between the platform and then the next platform that you need to walk on, and I was like, oh no, too far over that way, and so I just hopped back onto the more secure ground and just walked around from then on. I apparently really don't like heights. Very, very risk averse. I always kind of, you know, give my love a hard time because he's scared of heights, but I think we work well together in that way. Neither of us likes to be up very high. But we did walk up to the top, and there's this beautiful, beautiful view across the ocean there. It was it was really nice to see the ocean. It was a gorgeous day as well. So that was fun. And then my dad and Autumn, they did jump off this highest thing into, like, it's like a bungee cord. It was so funny. My dad was saying, the guy was like, okay, 3, 2, 1, now go. And he actually kind of pushed him off. So my dad looked really funny going down. It was funny. And then we also went to the Central Market to this really cool shop called Something Wild. I think I might actually try and do a role play kind of through there. But anyway, so we got, because my niece really wanted to try some like exotic food, so we got crocodile skewers. Got magpie goose skewers, which I really liked. I really liked the flavor of those, actually. Kind of had a, like, it tasted like, well, it had a marinade on it as well, but anyway, really liked that. We got emu, venison, wild boar, and buffalo sausages, so we just got one of each. And then, like, I cut them up into 5, so we each had a little piece of those. And we had camel steak as well, which I didn't really like that well. Like, the actual meat itself is okay. The fat, which is actually my favorite part of steak, is the fat. I didn't like the flavor. It was had a very grassy type flavor, but not like grass-fed beef has a little bit of a flavor. As does kangaroo a little bit, but it wasn't quite like that. So we didn't actually get kangaroo that time, but we got kangaroo another time. I love kangaroo. It is very yummy. But what was really cool, which they're in the freezer right now. I'll show them sometime. Is we got these little green ants. So we had them in this little bowl. He's like, oh, here, have some of this. So we like took some in. I just popped it in my mouth. Like, usually I've kind of thought, oh, like, you know, eating insects or whatever, but he just kind of put it out, and it just felt so just natural just to eat it. And so I put them in my mouth, and they tasted so good. They had a little bit of a tart, kind of lime-ish type flavor, but not exactly, obviously. But they're little green ants, and apparently they're a kind of aboriginal remedy for colds, so something they eat a lot of when you have colds. So they actually gave us this little free, like, vial of them, which I really liked them. So I was like, yes, I definitely will take that. So that was cool. So that was our last dinner, was that dinner, and then afterwards we had a glow stick pool party. So we got all these glow sticks, and I also got a glow stick ball, so it has like little glow sticks and then they all come together, so it's like 24 glow sticks all in this ball, which looked, my niece like put them all in rainbow order, so it looked really, really pretty when you threw it up in the air, and it just was so cool. So we were doing that. So Autumn, my older niece, she did not want to get in the water because it was cold, because it was at night, and it wasn't like we only had one really hot day. That would have been a great night, but we didn't have glow sticks by then, so we didn't do it then. So we did it the last night. So she like was not getting in the water, and she's competitive and very competitive, and so I was trying to be like, okay, somebody throw us the ball and we'll compete to get it. But that wasn't really getting her, so then I just was like, okay, well, we're gonna race, and whoever gets the most glow sticks off the bottom of the pool, you know. And she immediately just jumped in the water. And I won the first time. She won the second time, so I had so many, but that was fun because you didn't have any lights on, so I was just opening my eyes under the water, but then you could just go and like swim towards them and see all the glow sticks. So it was fun. And then my love and Autumn got in an epic battle just throwing glow sticks at each other. They threw some in the bushes as well. But anyway. And then yesterday we had to take them. Well, we woke up at 3:30 in the morning. So early. I'm still tired today from just a weird day yesterday. But we took them to the airport, and I was so sad because I saw them in 2015, like for a day, but not very long. Because I was just over. My dad had heart surgery, and so I had just gone over to like help out after he had surgery. And they came down because they live like 5 hours away from him, so they like drove down. And my sister drove down so that I could see the kids. And so I saw them, but like just one day that time. And so it was like 2013 the last time I saw them for like an extended period of time. So just a bit sad because, well, like I saw Prairie born, and Autumn I saw like I first, saw her like about a week after she was born. So up until I moved to Australia, I lived next door to them for a long period of time, or we lived in the same town for a lot of that. Well, since Prairie was born in Autumn, it was after she was like 2 or like 1.5, 2. So it was a long period of time where I was really, big part of them growing up. But so my 2 nieces, I really do miss them a lot. And then, my sisters had 2 I've met the youngest, and then my nephew was born, and he was about 2 when I left for Australia. So he was very young, so I was there, so I know him a bit, but obviously personality takes hold a little bit later than that. So obviously I got to see him for a week then, and then I've just met my 4th niece one time, that one day, and she really liked me, so that was good. She didn't like Andrew, so it was funny. And then my youngest niece I've never met either, so, you know, there are some, I do miss, you know, being closer to my family sometimes. But it's been a really good year for, you know, seeing my family, because my mom came and then my dad's come and brought my nieces, so I was really, really grateful to my dad for bringing my nieces along. So that was good. And now I'm thinking I need to plan out my next trip to America. I'm vaguely thinking maybe after I graduate, I could go over for like a long trip then, just go all around. Because that's my problem, is like once I'm there, it's not actually that much to then fly, you know, somewhere else. And so, because it's just hard, because I have family and friends who I really care about all over in the US. So it makes it a little difficult, but it's also good. It's good to have people you care about. And I also really want to go to Disney World. So if we go, I'm thinking I might slate a week in the middle for me and my love to go to Disney World. But I need to save up money if I want to do that, which means I probably need to get a job. But anyway, or I'll just focus on, or I just need to work. Probably next summer is when I would need to get a job. But anyway, we'll see what happens. But I would really, yeah, I just think it'd be really fun. And it's also kind of, because if I get a job after that, obviously you get a lot of leave here in Australia, so that's really good, so I should be able to take time off, but it's just I wouldn't be able to take, I mean I would be able to, but I wouldn't feel as able to. And I just feel like it's a good opportunity to take a really, really long trip right after I graduate. So we'll see what happens. But I think I've got a trip, definitely, but how long it is or how long it'll end up being is a bit up in the air still. So but yeah, no, we had a really good time, and I'm kind of in post-vacation blues, so, but that's a good time to get back into recording, get back to interacting with all my tinglings, because I do love you all so much, and I love interacting with you, and, you know, thinking about that, so kind of having something to put myself into is good. And I'm also planning out my first trip to a hotel, like official ASMR business for a hotel. So I'm excited about that. I think I've decided on the Hilton in Adelaide, and I'm trying to decide what room I want to go to, what room I like the best. There's one room that has a pillow menu. That sounds awesome. That would be a great role play. It's like, oh, let me talk you through your pillow menu. But I'm not sure if I like the layout. Is that like it's a suite, so it's a bit more than like the other room that I was looking at. But I'm not sure. But I need to do a lot of planning before I go there so that I have everything ready so I can just record like crazy once I get there. Is what I want to do. Anyway, I'm super excited. So we have that coming up. Let's see what else. I took a picture, found this really cool thing. I don't know why I'm saying this, because this video will probably come out in the middle of the year, so like 6 months away. But anyway, I did get a background that I can use for like a candy shop, because there's this candy shop at Adelaide called Blackaby's. But they have this like cool little artistic display at the front that's like a wooden, kind of like a diorama, I guess, of a candy shop, but it's like really cool looking. So I got pictures of that and I was like, that would make such a fun background for a candy shop. So I want to do a candy shop, but I have to figure out what candies and all that I want to do and the best way to do that. So that's, you know, still on my radar. But yeah, anyway, so that's what I was saying, is that'll probably be a while. It's also, I wasn't super happy, because I set up my green screen downstairs, but it still gives me really a lot of spill where it is, so I'm not 100% happy with where that is. Anyway, also, for those of you who have been waiting very patiently for a long time, I think in the next couple of weeks I will be live streaming again, so that should be exciting for everyone. I love doing my live streams, and I had a nice long break before they came, and then, just a really great vacation, so I'm feeling restored from the crazy year I had last year, and I'm feeling good, ready to, add a couple more things in, like a live stream. So that'll be coming soon. I'm looking at my atlas. What to flip through the atlas. Gonna be so much with the atlas, and that'll be good. So yeah, lots going on. That's good. Lots of relaxation to come. I have some granola bars. I had a request a long time ago for a granola bar video. That will be coming because my dad bought 4 boxes of granola bars. So I have, well, they call them muesli bars here. Anyway, so that will exist. And I also have a tea rummaging video. Somebody requested that a while ago. And I don't ever have tea, but at the Palms house, there was this huge tea box. And so I did a little rummaging video through that. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that too. Other thing you might see come is Autumn, my older niece, she actually watches ASMR quite a bit. She loves trigger videos. So, I love my niece and I want her to, have amazing ASMR. So I was thinking I might do a trigger video for her, but obviously you all would get to see it as well. So I've been thinking about that, like doing like 10 triggers or something like that. She really liked the sound of the back of the tile that's in my top 10 videos. So we'll probably do a bit more with that, definitely. And I don't know, whatever else I think of. So that is pretty much it for me, just a little update. I am, excited to be back. I know you guys have been seeing me every day, but for me, I have been a bit, just off the radar, so I'm going to be recording a lot. I am going to be, I will be ahead by a month is what I want to do by the time I'm back at uni, because I want to just make it really easy. Of course, I'm going to say probably I'd like to be even further ahead than that. I actually have about 6 weeks, so I have a lot of time, because I've recorded a lot of videos in a single day plenty of times. But anyway, and I have personal shopper videos. I want to do an updated summer wardrobe video because I've got new clothes, so I'm going to do that. And I'm also going to do a men's personal shopper using my love's clothes, so I have that to look forward to. There's nothing really fancy, it's pretty cash, but that'll be good. Oh, I also got a new wooden fork and spoon because of noises, and also my aunt sent me a candle. Oh, I have to do a haul video probably. Anyway, we'll do that. So, remember, everything here is nothing's guaranteed with me. The hotel is going to happen because my patrons made that happen, so that will be happening. And that will be lots of videos, so that's good. But I'll probably save them and not put them all out at once. It'll probably come out over the next 6 months, because I'm going to probably end up doing at least 5 videos or so, I'll kind of spread them out. So that'll be fun. I'm super excited about that. I may end up doing even more videos than that, because if I really prepare, I can just hit the ground running when I get there. So that's part of my planning right now, is all the hotel videos. I think that'll be fun. Okay. I think I've rambled long enough. So I will see you all soon. I haven't decided because I had a video up for tomorrow, but if I finish the granola bars, I might put that up tomorrow instead. So we'll see what happens. Oh, and I also have a 5-star Tingledom restaurant video coming out as well. So that might, well, I think that'll probably be next week. So yeah, next week. 5-star Tingledom. I've invented all of the dishes. I've got the menu set. I haven't recorded the video yet, but I'm excited. It's gonna be good. I mean, anything Tingledom is amazing, isn't it? So, thank you for coming to me today, my tinklings. And I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye. Thanks for watching this video.